Safety Appliance Standards for 231. Safety Appliance Standards Part 231, Special Requirements and Technical Bulletins, Module 9. Module ejects supply FRA safety standards recognize deviation from standards. Safety Appliance Sections 231.0 Applicable penalties 1. Blocks and other house cars built, placed, and serviced before October 1st, 1967. 2. Hopper cars, high side with gondolas, fixed end. 3. Drop-in high side gondolas. 4. Fixed end, low side gondola, low side hopper cars. 5. Drop low end side gondola cars. 6. Flat cars. 7. Tanker cars with side platforms. 8. Tanker cars without side sill. Tanker cars with short side sills and platforms. 9. Tanker cars without end slide sills and caboose cars with platforms. Safety Appliance Sections continue 11 caboose cars with a platform, 12 passenger train cars with wide vestibules, 13 passenger cars with open end platforms, 14 passenger trains without end platforms, 15 steam locomotives used for the road service, 16 steam locomotives used for the switching service, 17 specifications common to the steam locomotives, 18 cars of special construction, 19 definition right and left, 20 variation size permitted, 21 tanker cars without underframes, 22 operation track motor cars. 23 underdirectional passenger trains adapted with a van type semi-trailer used box and other cars with a roof 16 foot to 10 inches or more above the top of the rail. 25 track motor cars, self-propelled four-wheel cars that can be removed from the rails by men. Push cars, box other houses without roof cars are placed in service October 1st, 1966. Box over the house cars, roof hatches built, placed in service after October 1st, 1966. Road locomotives with a corner stairway, locomotives used for the switching service, 12 bars, freight cars, standard height. Standard low-level auto rack safety appliance agreement to refer to the technical bulletin, motor and power and equipment 98.5. Conflict currently exists for the FRA and the AR. A dimensional requirement relating with this technical bulletin can solve the special issue car meets regulatory and AR requirements. Sill step. Interpretation sill step application refer to technical bulletin 98.13. Clear depth should be understood with the meaning of the vertical space width above the sill step of the material with the scrap of the vertical space between the clear and unstructured for 8 inches. Dimensional requirement states minimum cross-sectional area 1/2 inch by 1.5 inches or equivalent. Safety appliances, welding, and fasteners refer to the motor, power, and equipment as the technical bulletin 98.14. All safety appliances required with mechanically fastened with 1/2 inch bolts or hug rivets in case of the bolt thread of the bolts nearest the fastener shall be chiseled and checked with the C-inch of the depth of the two locations derived, deformed and threaded, apply weld. Refer to technical bulletin. Additional information consult with the specialist listed. Additional improvement with mechanical facers. Applicable safety appliance regulation bulkhead flats. Refer to technical bulletin, motor, power, and equipment 98.17. With the technical bulletin makes the car should be built when the corner of 231.27. There are problems with the engine side hills. Handhold. The design needs to be eliminated. Bulkhead flat continued. The design is still wrong, but it comes in close to meeting 231.27. Aluminum safety appliances refer to motor, power, and equipment technical bulletin 98.18. FRA will not take an exemption. Application safety appliances made from the aluminum material spec 6061T6 provided with comply with the dimensional requirements contained in the technical bulletin. Adjustment, handhold, and ladder tread. Refer to technical bulletin, motor, power, and equipment 98.22. For the FRA will not exemption with adjustable handhold. The ladder treads will be provided with a 3/4 inch diameter with a 1/4 inch roll pin with the properly inserted, leaving a smooth surface at the corner for the motor, power, and equipment 98.22. Inspector shall be provided with a headquarters with the information with the digital photos, emails, etc. when the conditions depicted with adjacent photo is observed. Safety appliance judgment and minor deviation. Refer to technical bulletin, motor, power, and equipment 98.36. Description of the message here. You shall have the discretion ability with the determination safe of what isn't, depending on the application. 1 inch can mean 50% of the deviation regulatory requirement, which you could consider a minor deviation. Don't intimidate by the language contained in the technical bulletin. Make the call stand by your decision. Iron steel safety appliances. Handholds and ladder treads shall have the minimum diameters of each inch. All handholds, ladders, and treads require the minimum clearance of 2 inches, preferably 2.5 inches clear length with a 360-degree. No certain exemptions apply only to the passenger caboose and locomotives. Handbrake. All freight car handbrakes shall operate with a harmony power brake installed with the car provided with the same degree safety design shown in Plate A with the provided same degree of safety as that specified in 231.27. Handbrake wheel. Handbrake wheel. Alright, It's not actually all freight cars, handbrakes. Alright, handbrake wheel. The brake wheel may be flat dished or not less than 15, but preferably 16 inches of the diameter, malleable iron, wrought iron, steel. Brake lever may be with the lube of the wheel with a certain carved vertical wheel. Handbrake wheel must be at least 22 inches of the diameter, built before October 1st, 1966. Handbrake location. All handbrakes should be located but they can be safely operated while the car is in motion, but actual oscillation may vary depending on the car type. Brake shaft shall be located at the end of the car to the left, but not less than 17, no more 42 inches from the majority of the equipment from the center. If vertical wheel is not less than 26, no more than 40 inches above the top end of the platform tread. Handbrakes mounted on the sidecar shall not be more than 36 inches right hand end. Hand wheel clearance. Handbrake wheel clearance. Alright, we're going to pause the tape again. It's lagging, I'm sorry. Alright, handbrake wheel clearance. There should be not less than 4 inch clearance around the rim of the brake wheel. Outside edge of the brake shall not be less than 4 inches of the vertical planer well end of the car missing through the inside cat and face of the knuckle where the closed with coupler horn against buffler, block, or end sill. Handbrake wheel fit operation. Brake shall be arranged with a square fit over the end of the screw of the handbrake wheel. Side square fit shall be not less than 7/8 of an inch square. Square fit taper normally 2 and 12 inches. Brake wheel with a drum is arranged so that both of the wheel remove with applying gradually releasing. Handbrake brake wheel drum shall be arranged both wheel and remove with applied with a gradually releasing handbrake. Handbrake shall also provide, which means to prevent application of the brake by winding counterclockwise direction. Brake wheel securement. Brake wheel shall be held with the position brake shaft on the threaded and extended with the end of the brake shaft with the threaded portion is not less than 3/4 inch of the inch from the diameter. Note shall be secured with a riveting or by use of the lock mount suitable cotter. Handbrake chains, motor power and equipment technical bulletin 9853 allow for the car builder to use the handbrake chain material with dimension characteristics less than required by the regulations. Car builders may not use the D-inch alloy or half-inch steel alloy chain. Brake step. The brake step if used shall not be less than 28 inches in length. Outside shall be not less than 8 inches from the face of the car, not less than 4 inch vertical plane parallel with the end of the car passing the inside of the face of the knuckle float with the coupled horn against the buffler block and end sill. Brake step shall be supported not less than 2 metal braces for the minimum cross-sectional area with the D-inch for the half-inch for the equivalent should be securely fastened to the body of the car, not less than a half-inch bolt hooks or rivets. End platforms, cars requiring box or other house cars without roof hatches post October 1st, 1966. High cube cars, tanker cars without underframe, certain under cars, special construction, road railer, rail runner, etc. End platform, number, dimension, location, box, and house cars post October 1st, 1966. 2. One centered at each of the car between the inner end of the handholds not more than 8 inches above the top of the car center sill. Each platform securely supported but not less than 3 metal braces have the minimum cross-sectional area with D inches by 1/2 inches equivalent, but not less than 8 inches at each length of not less than 60 inches. End platform high cube car requirements. 2. On each end of the car, not more than 8 inches above the center sill. End of the platform securely supported, not less than 4 metal braces have the minimum cross-sectional area with D in inches, 1/2 inches equivalent or equivalent shall be securely fastened to the body of the car. The End platforms tank without underframes, 2 on each of the end, extending across the car distance equal to or greater than any of the portion outside edge of the platform should extend not less than 7 inches between the bulge of the head of the tank safety railing. Any platform securely fastened to the draft shelf securely rigid to prevent sagging. Minimum width 10 inches, minimum thickness 1 3/4 inch. End platforms draft sill system configuration 231, 27, and 28. Where conventional draft gear with the cushioning device have a longitudinal travel of 6 inches left outside of the edge of the end of the platform shall be not less than 12 inches vertical plane parallel to the end of the car passing through the inside of the knuckle closed with a coupler horn against the muffler block. Cushioning device having a longitudinal travel of 6 inches more. U for the outside edge of the end of the platform shall not be less than 6 inches vertical with the plane parallel with the end of the car passing through the inside knuckle of the closed car with the end still cushioning devices at a full buff. Horizontal end platform 2 and 1 end of each of the car and end of the platform outer legs not more than 6 inches of the end of the top of the end of the handholds. Height above the tread platform not less than 40 inches, no more than 60 inches. Minimum clear length 60 inches. On high cube end platform handhold must extend the entire width of the car. Tanker cars without underframes utilize safety railing in lieu of the traditional end of the platform handholds. Running board number, dimension, location, box house car pre-October 1st, 1966. 1. Longitudinal running board. 2. Latitudinal since the outside middle roof cars. Longitudinal running board shall not be less than 18. The preferably 20 inches in width. Latitudinal shall not be less than 24 inches in width. Full length of the car center of the roof outside of the metal roof. Car shall be 2 longitudinal extension longitudinal running board ladder locations. Running board names, number, and description, dimension, location, box houses post October 1st, 1966. 1. Same with the previous slide. End of the longitudinal running board shall be not less than 6 inches of the vertical plane with the end of the car passing through the inside of the face of the knuckle of the clove of the coupler horn against the buffer block and end sill. Running boards. On the unique requirements of the tank without side sill of the tanks with short side sills and platforms. 1. Continuous running board around sides and end of the 2 running full length of the tank, 1 on each side of the tank's cars having the platforms extending with the bolster. Running shall extend with the center bolster, 1 on each side. Minimum width on sides 10 inches minimum on ends, 6 inches if side running boards are applied below the center of the tank. Outside end of the running board shall not exceed less than 7 inches beyond the bulge of the tank. Running board's end of the car shall not be less than 6 inches from the point of vertical above the inside face of the knuckle when closed with a coupler horn against the muffler block and end-sill backstop. Running boards are unique requirements for tanks without end sills. 1. Continuous around the end of the tank with a minimum width of the 10 inches with minimum width of the ends of the 6 inches. Running boards applied with the center of the tank outside of the edge of the running board shall extend not less than 7 inches beyond the bulge of the tank. Running board's end of the car shall not be less than 6 inches from the point of vertical above the inside face of the knuckle closed with the coupler against the muffler block and so on the backstop. Running board clearance. The end of the longitudinal running board shall not be less than 6 inches or more than 10 inches pre-October 1st, 1966. Vertical plane parallel and with the car passing with the inside face of the knuckle with the clove of the coupler horn against the buffer block and the end so if the more than 4 inches of the edge of the roof of the car with the securely supported with the flow by substantial metal braces, except for the end of the longitudinal running board shall not be less than 6 inch vertical plane end of the car with the passing through the inside face of the knuckle when the closed with a coupler horn against muffler block and so running board extension technical bulletin motor power and equipment 9823. If the running board does not extend with the entire length of the roof, a running board extension is required. Sill and step number and designation location. 4. Near each end of the sides of the car there shall be no more than 18 inches from the end of the center of the tread to the sill step. Outside edge of the tread of the step shall not be more than 4 inches. The inside face of the side of the car, preferably flush with the side of the car tread, shall not be more than 24, preferably no more than 22 inches above the top of the rail. Minimum car depth 8 inches. Motor power and equipment technical bulletin 98.813. Minimum length of the tread in inches, preferably 12. Sill steps exceeding 21 inches depth shall have additional tread cars built with the October 1st, after October 1st, 1968, with addition of the top sill tread to the end of the side bottom ladder handhold shall not exceed 21 inches. Sill steps. Additional requirements unique. Certain tanks on tank without side sill of the tanks with a short side sill at the end of the platform side sill should be located on the side handhold. Sill steps exceeding 18 inches of the depth of the tank cars without an inch side sills will be laterally braced and have additional tread. On tank cars with the end side sills equipped with a high running board make ladders necessary. Sill steps must be ladder Requirements on tanks without end sill with the sill step shall be flush with the outside edge of the running board near the end of the car as practicable. Ladders. Which car requires ladders and how many? 4 boxcars over the house prior to the October 1st, 1968. Hopper and high side gondola fixed end. Tanks with outside sill with the tank with the side sill with the end of the platform equipped with side running boards. 2. Drop in high side with the gondola and tanks with outside sill with the tanks with short side sides and platforms equipped with a continuous running board. Box other house cars with roof hatches built and placed in service after October 1st, 1966. The asterisk is unless the car has been modified according with the requirements. Ladders versus hand holders and use of the right. Description box of the house cars without roof hatches built with the October 1st, 1960 crowd with a total of 16 side handholds and each 16 end handhold with appliance depicted with the adjacent photos of handholds not loaded. Handholds not ladders. Ladders in number and dimension 2 on each end of the car, not more than 8 inches of the left-hand side of the minimum clearing length of the 16 inches of the floor on each of the more than 6 inches of the right end of the car, and one each of not more than 8 inches of the left side of the measure from the inside of the ladder style. Clearance ladders tread with the corner of the car, minimum clear length of the side ladders 16 inches, end ladders 14 inches. Pre-October 1966 cars, maximum space between ladder treads 19 inches. Top ladder tread shall be not less than 12 inches, no more than 18 inches for the roof. At each spacing on the side ladders shall be uniform with a limit of 2 inches on the top ladder tread with the bottom tread over the ladder. Those cars have been modified in accordance with the requirements. Alright, ladders and number, dimensions, location, maximum distance of the bottom tread with the side ladder over the top tread with the style step with the 21 inches end ladder tread with the space inside with the tread with the side ladders. The variation of 2 inches of being allowed with construction car not permanent application tread with the end of the inside with the bottom of the tread side ladder with the bottom of the tread end of the ladder must coincide with the second tread with the bottom of the side ladder. Metal ladders without styles, no corners of the car still have foot guards of the upward projections not less than 2 inches higher near the inside of the bottom tread. Still, the ladders projecting 2 or more inches of face of the car will serve as foot guards. End ladder appliance and clearance. No part of the car is above the insill within 30 inches from the side of the car except for the buffer blade and block and the brake shaft of the brake wheel, the brake step of the running board with the uncoupling lever shall extend with 12 inches of the vertical plane with the parallel with the end of the car passing from the inside of the knuckle. Closed with the coupler horn again for the buffalo block insill with no other part of the end of the car fixture above the insills or other than an exemption from the herein and shall be extended beyond the outer slices with the outer buffer block. And roof handles and numbered and dimension locations. One on each ladder proofs October 1st, 1966 on roof car parallel treads. Each ladder not less than 8, no more than 15 inches for the edge of the roof. Minimum clearance 16 inches. One right end angle pre-October for 1960 with the make take place due to adjacent space holds. Roof handles provided with a dimension located inside with the extra leg is securely fastened on the car at a point angle. Side handholds, number, dimensions, and location. 4 horizontal, 1 near each one on each side of the new car, not less than 24, no more than 30 inches above the center line with the coupler, except with the tread of the ladder is considered with the handhold. Clearance of the outer end of the handle should not be more than an inch of the end of the car. Minimum clearance length is 16 inches, preferably 24 inches. No, on certain cars, tread side ladder is side handhold. Side handhold, number and dimensions, location, box cars, and house cars post October 1st, 1966. Has horizontal 4 near each end of each side of the carriage space with a 19 inch apart with the bottom of the handhold located with a 24 inch at the top of the tray of the sill step. Top handle should coincide with the height of the top of the end of the variation of the 2 inches allowed. Space for the side handle, the uniform limit of the 2 inches top handle with the bottom handle. Hold clearance outer end of the handhold should not move within 8 inches from the end of the car. Each bottom handle should foot guard upward projection not less than 2 inches of height near inside end. Side handholds. Side handholds. Give it a minute and check out. Right. Side handholds requirements for certain cars. High cubit each bottom of the handhold should have the foot guard with the upward projection not less than 2 inches of the air. Height near the inside end. Fixed end low side gondola, low side hopper cars dropper end with low side gondola. Handhold should not project above the top of the side of the car. Flat car clearance outer end of the handhold should not be more than 12 inches out of the end of the car. Tank without under frame out once on the face of the end of the platform over so with the projection downward under clearance outer end of the handhold not more than 12 inches of the end of the car. Vertical portion end platform safety railing should be considered a side vertical handhold. Side handholds unique with the tanker cars with side platforms, 4 more horizontal on one face of each of the side of the near each of them clear out over the end of the not more than 12 inches from the end of the car. Side for the railings are attached for the tank on the tank bands. 4 additional vertical handholds should be applied nearly as possible over each sill, securely fastened on the tank of the tank band. Side handholds and unique requirements: tanks without side sills and the tanks with short side sills and end platforms, 4 more horizontal, one on face to each of the sill near each end of the tank car. Short side sill with on top of the running board projection outward above still step tanker car without side sill clearance outer handhold with shall be more than 12 inches of the end of the car. Safety railings are attached to the tank. The tank bands of vertical bands shall be applied with nearly as possible over each still step, securely fastened to tank or tank bands. Side handholds unique for the requirements of the tankers without end sill, with 4 more horizontal, one near each end of the car. Overstep the running board no more than 2 inches back from the outside of the running board, projection downward or outward. Which side handholds are more than 18 inches from the end of the car. Additional handholds must be placed near each end of the car side no more than 30 inches above the center line of the coupler. Clearance outer handholds should not be more than 12 inches from the end of the car. Safety railings are on tank for additional vertical handholds shall be applied, one over each sill step on the tank. Horizontal end handholds. Number, dimension, location, box, house cars, pre-October 1st, 1996. And I'm getting tired of reading all these handhold ones. So just skip to the next, see what the next thing is. Horizontal end handholds, handholds. Uncoupling levers all cars. 2 on each end of the car left side with a single levers used. The handles uncoupling except for those shown on plate B over the similar design should not be more than 6 inches from the side of the car. Hands should not be more than 12, preferably 9 inches from the side of the car. Center lift of the arm should not be less than 7 inches long. Center of the end of the side lift of the arm should not be more than 3.5 inches beyond the center of the eye of the uncoupling pin of the coupler when the horn coupler is against the buffer blocker end sill. Uncoupling levers continued. And handles shall be not extend 4 inches between the bottom end of the sill. Should not be constructed to have given the minimum clearance of 2 inches around the handle. Minimum drop handle shall be 12 inches, no more than 15 inches in hand with the uncoupling lever. The rocking push down with the type of the sill should not be less than 8 inches top of the rail. Lock block release knuckle and a suitable stop shall be provided with the inside arm from flying up the cave of the breakage. Safety appliance regulations. Miscellaneous regulations, additional unique regulations, and then we got modified existing cars without roof hatches. Pre-October 1st, 1963, running board roof handle with the overside of the end ladder is the A end of the car with the lighter trains above the 4 tread with the bottom side end of the ladder with the A end of the car removed. The car must be further equipped as 1 horizontal end plane half on 1 continuous 2 horizontal end handhold with the supply at each end of the car unless the handbrake is operated near the roof of the car. The only 1 platform is required. Right hand end of the platform handle should not be more than 8 inches of the side of the car where the car end of the contour make with the impractical use with a single continuous handhold. 2 handles may be with the provided center hold as a minimum of 30 inches with the clear length with a handhold with the right with a minimum of 19 inch car length to extend within 8 inches to the right side of the car. When 2 handholds are used, they may not be more than 12 inches apart. Modifying existing cars with roof hatches pre-October 1st, 1966. Cars have been modified with the AM with the described previous slide of the handbrake is operated near the roof of the car brake and step is provided. Letters 1 inch, 1 1/2 inches painted on the yellow background side sill near B or end of the car. 3/4 inch black border contained with the words "Keep off run roof, no running board." Modifying existing cars with roof hatches pre-October 1st, 1966. Handbrake is operated approximately level with the top to inside of the roof handle slide and ladder treads above 4th tread from the bottom ladders B end of the car shall be removed. Brake steps shall be properly provided with the top tread surfacing level with no more than 4 inches below the adjacent end handhold. Painting and marking. Box houses, high cube, 16 feet, 10 inches, ATR. The portion of the end of each of the cars more than the 15 of the top of the rail, painted with the contrast, reflectorized paint, bear the words, excess height car, and letters not less than 3 feet, 3 high. Each side sill near end of the corner shall be painted with the otherwise displayed yellow rectangular area with 3/4 inch black boulder containing the words, "This car, excessive height," and letters not less than 1/2 inches high. Fastening appliance tanker cars with jackets. On tanks covered with the jacket's metal pad shall be securely attached with the shell properly with the bracket shall be shafted with securely shafted safety appliance attached to the tank with the safety appliance with exemption of the operating platform brackets to be secured with the jacket reinforced with metal pad with a point of the attachment pads shall extend at least 2 inches from the center line with a rivet hole with the end of the rating platform bracket shall be secured with the jacket with reinforced suitable bands with the safety appliances attached with the jacket covering the tank with the jacket shall be tightened so that there be no damage danger in slipping around. Tank head handholds all tanks except the tanks without infill with 2 horizontal, 1 each across each hand and tank with not more than 30 hold shall extend with a 6 inches outer end of the diameter tank at the point of application. Note: tank head handholds not required if safety railing runs around ends of the tank. Safety railing tanks with side platform. Safety railing tanks with side platform. 1. Continuous safety railing running on the side with the end of the tank circularly fastened to the tank with the 2 band end side of the tank. 2. Running full length of the tank at the sides. Cars supported by posts extend full length of the tank either at a side supported post securely fastened to the tank of the band but not less than 30 more and no more than 60 inches above the platform. Safety railings may not be less than 3/4 inch and wrought iron steel. Safety railing tank with the outside side sill tanks with short side sills and end platforms. One running around side of the end of the tanks. 2 more running full length of the tank, less than 30, no more than 60 inches above the platform running board. Minimum diameter 7/8 of an inch wrought iron steel. 2 without end sills equipped with safety railings stated above the tank handles not allowed. Side safety railing tanks without underframes. 2 on each side of the tank extend with the end of the platform end frame distance not less than 51 inches from the center line of the tank except for the break inside with the railing necessary. The side ladder operating cabinet side railing shall be securely attached to the ladder or cabinet. Minimum diameter 1/4 inch pipe not less than 2.5 inches for the clearance. Safety railing shall be securely attached to the end platform supported with the car's intervals not exceeding 10 feet. End platform safety railing tanks without underframes. 2 on each end of the car extending horizontally across with not less than 36 and no more than 54 inches above the end of the platform. Extend with a downward 3 inches at the end of the platform. Safety railing shall be located no more than 6 inches from the inside edge of the platform. Minimum diameter 7/8 of an inch wrought iron steel or 1/4 inch, not less than 2.5 inch clearance. Safety railing shall be supported at the center of the car, each end of the extending the downward end of the attaching of the platform. Operating platforms tank without underframe. General design requirements: 1. Operating platform 2 ladder safety railings. Operating platform shall be sufficient length with to provide access to all operating fittings. Ladders shall be located on the side of the car and center of the safety railing shall be encoded with the operating platform. Manway fittings used loading and unloading tank of the railing shall be open only at the ladders where shall extend within the vertical direction down to be securely attached to the platform. Minimum width the opening with the 24 inches. No operating platform not required in all fittings used in loading unloading tanks accessible from the ground and end platform. Operating platform without underframes. Continue specifying design characteristics. Ladder styles in D 2 inches or equivalent wrought iron or steel. 1/4 inch extra strong pipe will be considered the equivalent minimum clear length of the length of the treads 14 inches, maximum spacing of the treads 19 inches of the operating platform, minimum width of 7 inches, minimum thickness 1 3/4 inch, safety railing 1 1/4 inch wrought iron, steel, or pipe. Operating platform without underframe clearance specification design. Ladder shall be securely fastened to operating platform. Lower portion of the ladder shall be braced in such a manner to prevent any movement. Operating platform shall be supported to prevent sagging and be securely attached to the tank. Safety railing shall be securely attached to 4 stanchions or corner posts which are securely attached to the tank operating platform. Safety chains tank cars. Safety chains tank cars. Come on. Refer to Technical Bulletin, Motor Power and Equipment 9831. Vertical end handholds apply with only the boxcars built prior to October 1st, 1966. High cube boxes, certain trailer on flat car, container on flat car cars. Vertical end handholds pre-October 1st, 1962. 2 on each end of the opposite car with no more than 8 inches of the side of the car clear of the bottom end hold shall be not less than 24 inches, no more than 30 inches above the center line of the coupler on full width platform end cell cars. vertical handholds high cube cars. 4 on each of the end of the car is not more than 4 inches of the side of the car extending downward from the end of the horizontal end platform handhold with 8 inches above the tread end platform on continuous handhold. 2 right angle with 2 right angle handholds make 2 plate with the 2 specified vertical end handholds. 1 horizontal end platform handhold provide the dimension, location, consign extra length and points. The angle of the centers are provided securely with the fasten to the car. And that's the end of Module 9.